we like to call one and done or Super Bowl run. Brock, we begin with you. Broncos, are they a one and done or Super Bowl run?
I think more likely to go on a run are the Broncos. Sean Payton has been through this before. He really wants to go through it again and be the first coach ever to win the Super Bowl with two different teams. He has kept the players focused on their goals all along, the one seed, how to get that, the division, how to get that. Certainly the Super Bowl part of that as well. I don't know if they'll make it, but I think they win a couple games.
Louis Riddick, the 49ers, one and done or a Super Bowl run for Kyle Shanahan?
Yeah, I'm going to reluctantly say it's going to be one and done. And it's not because of the guy who you see on your screen right now. I'm the biggest Brock Purdy fan that there is. This guy is playing lights out as far as decision-making accuracy, pushing the ball down the football field, and really maximizing every opportunity. But it's the defense, inability to rush the passer, the simplicity of the scheme that they have to run because of all the different moving parts that they have right now. As the competition ratchets up, once we get into the postseason, that can become a problem.
Jeff Saturday, the Chicago Bears, one and done or Super Bowl run?
Super Bowl run.
Do it.
Do it then.
Again, I don't love their defense. Their defense is very opportunistic. Here's the deal. Ben Johnson does a fantastic job creating runs and explosive runs. They lead the NFL in 10-plus yard runs, which is massive. And we know that can flip playoff games, low risk, high reward. And, oh, by the way, he's got Caleb Williams the last 2 weeks, y'all, done the two best balls all season. So when you get a quarterback feeling that he's feeling and you can run the rock, get a couple turnovers, hey,
Tell me about
I like it.
Let's get the vibes up. On the table, everyone right now, Courtney Cronin, Bears reporter, kind enough to join us.
Never had a welcome like that.
Are we the Spurs?
I figure, yeah. We're trying to get the Wemby thing going. Yeah. Let's go.
The fake, the knockoff skull champ.
Let's go. I want you to take your notebook and I want you to empty it right here for us right now. Tell us why, and especially for everyone at home right now watching, why Caleb Williams is thriving under Ben Johnson.
I think it's the relationship, and we know how intentional Ben Johnson has been at coaching him as hard as he can and overloading his plate. I mean, there were times in training camp where it felt like, I remember coming on here in August, we're talking about Caleb missing, remember the net?
Yeah.
He was throwing it and he missed it all, and we're like, okay, something's wrong. No, there was an intentionality here to overload his plate and then dial it back. And that's the relationship part where Ben Johnson said, I'm going to coach you as hard as I can. I'm going to give you everything, every tool that you need to succeed. And while building that relationship between play caller and quarterback, there was a level of trust there that didn't exist last year that now exists. And I think back to a time, Washington week 6, so right before halftime, there's a design run for Caleb Williams. They score a touchdown. Caleb was thinking through his mind, like, this play is not going to work. Ben Johnson on the headset's like, watch, I've got a good play call here. The phrase I keep using this year is proof of concept because he scores on that. And then Caleb gets to see, okay, this is a coach who's putting me in the right position, who's giving me exactly what I'm asking for, and is holding me accountable. And I thought Caleb yesterday was talking about the relationship and how it's evolved over time. He said that it was in a fragile place early on. He wasn't sure his head coach even liked him, which, I mean, you hear that from the quarterback, and that was months ago.
Yeah.
The time that those two have spent together, they're in the building. When they're in the building, every single day, there is one-on-one time that they get that is benefiting him because he's able to voice his concerns about things that are going wrong. He's able to pick and choose his spots with the play call, saying, I like this one, I might not like this one, I want to do more of this, I want to do less of that. And so there's an ownership factor there that Ben Johnson is empowering him to have over this offense, and I think it truly is translating into the confidence that you see from this quarterback in the game's biggest moments, because we know he can make every throw. It's getting empowered into that position to do that by
We
your head
have
coach.
seen tremendous growth, but obviously not perfection yet. Where are the concerns? Where are some of the inconsistencies?
The inaccuracy, I think, is still, it's not the biggest thing. It's died down the last couple of weeks, and there are a couple of reasons for that. But the accuracy issues that he's had over this season are notable. He's 32 out of 33 qualified quarterbacks in completion percentage. Those are things that will get fixed in the offseason when you tweak his mechanics a bit in certain areas. But the big throws, I mean, Jeff mentioned it, the two that he had in the last game against the Green Bay Packers, and you think the last 2 to 3 weeks, the touchdown to Olamide Zaccheaus in the corner of the end zone in Green Bay, the completion probability of that was so absurdly low. Caleb makes that throw. The one to DJ Moore when he's going off schedule and throws in between two defenders as he's almost out of bounds. And then last week, delivering the game-tying touchdown to a wide receiver who had his first snaps ever last week in Jahdae Walker, and then the 46-yarder DJ Moore in overtime. Like, the thing that impresses me the most about that throw, the kill shot they took, that was first and 10.
Down.
First and 10. 13 personnel, perfectly blocked, giving Caleb Williams the time to then put his hands back into his muff as he releases that throw, the confidence of a quarterback like that to make a throw that only he can make, and a receiver to take. I mean, the thing that I like the most about that, I love poetic justice. Who was the cornerback who picked him off in Green Bay 13 days prior? Keyshawn Nixon. Who was the cornerback in coverage there? Keyshawn Nixon.
Yeah, and he hit him in the back, too.
Playoffs, too. Let's drill down on some of that a little bit more. You've got 2 plays from that Packers game that you can talk us through that shows us just how much progress he's made this year.
Yeah, really, it's the first play of the game and then the last play of the game. The first play of the game really speaks to the ways in which Ben are kind of teaching him progression reading. And this is the first throw of the game. He gets to number 4. Look at his eyes here. It's 1, 2's not there. Okay, now coming back, 3's not there, 4. And you know what? So as the clock gets past 2.5 seconds, his QBR has actually ramped up from a year ago, which is incredible. Here, this throw here, look, his QBR versus pressure this year, he's top 4 in the NFL. He's top 5 in QBR against the blitz. He's top 4 in the QBR in the fourth quarter. So as Courtney is mentioning, all of the high pressure situations, he's delivering. Are the raw numbers exactly where you want them, whether it be CPOE or just regular completion percentage? No. But they will ramp up. But the game is always about situational football. In situational football, Caleb Williams right now is killing it. This is the last guy you want to see when the game is on the line. Those 2 plays show it.
Roz, in what area are you seeing the most improvement?
So I remember Ben Johnson talking at the owners' meetings about Caleb Williams and saying, basically, I'm not quoting directly, but basically the message was like, great, you didn't throw a bunch of interceptions, but there's a lot of negative plays that aren't interceptions, and let's get some of them ironed out, right? So Hembo sends this earlier today. Caleb has 11 more throwaways than sacks. He has 34 throwaways and has taken 23 sacks. Last year, it was 37 to 68. So obviously he knows when it's the wise move to give up, and I think that's a significant step that he's seen. I mean, you're seeing it obviously every week, but I think that's a significant step that we've seen. The throw to win the game is otherworldly. It is the reason we watch sports, is to see human beings accomplish things like this. That's awesome that he can do that. But I think what's putting him in a position for that to matter is the littler things that are happening along the way.
And just think about the effect that this has on the rest of the football team, right? There are some teams that have quarterbacks that when the game kind of gets tight and or you're operating from a severe deficit, you're sitting there going, look, if we're a defense, we're sitting on the sideline going, dog, we don't have no shot. This guy ain't going to bring us back. In Chicago, they're going, just give us a chance. Because this guy is different. And that empowers people to keep fighting and stay in there in a way that you can't really measure statistically. And I think that's what you're seeing happen, too.
You see these guys as legit Super Bowl contenders.
Absolutely. I mean, listen, when you have, again, and I get the completion percentage, and Graj just made a little bit of a point here. Let me just say, there are things in the NFL that are drive killers. Sacks are them. And when you avoid sacks because of completion percentage, it matters. And we can beat them up. We can really all that stuff to me is it's to your point. It's when moments matter, and he has come to life. But the truth is, Ben Johnson has done a fantastic job, not only for Caleb Williams, but for the offensive line, for the running backs, for the receivers. I mean, he puts everybody in position to do their job and be excellent at it. And when you feel like all you got to do is look at the other team he left and go look at Detroit and look at the fall off you've had there, and you realize it doesn't just impact the quarterback. It impacts 10 other guys and the quarterback, and that's why they're sitting in the seat they are.
Last word.
I mean, you bring up the offensive line. I keep talking about that word intentionality. The first thing that Ben Johnson does, his first move in free agency, flip the entire interior. You get 2 Pro Bowlers out of it yesterday in center Drew Dahlman and left guard Joe Thuney. And that's why the sack number has gone down for Caleb. 68 a year ago. And it's not just the offensive line. Obviously, they play a huge role in it, but his ability to escape out of things that just make you stand there like, how did he do that? Like, it's the sack avoidance is, I think, a very big part of why this offense has been able to stay as on track as they have this year.
And now some content specifically for Jeff Saturday, over 52.5 in the game between the Niners and the Bears. You've seen that Niner defense.
Write that one down.
The Bears are going to be able to hang a number on them, and the Niners and Brock Purdy are going to be able to hang a number on them.
We call that the best bet of that game.
Slide that in there.
Just put it in.
Dan, thanks for making a little bit of a point.
Yeah,
he's like, Dan,
the way he said it was like it was about time, Grass, so something made sense.
He actually gave some
Coming up.
It was a matter of time.
He's like, why am I catching straight?